My husband is in love with his student. I have no idea what to do. My husband and I, both 35 right now, met in college. We fell in love and got married 8 years back. I gave birth to our daughter in 2020. My husband is a professor at his med school. He's a doctor himself. My friend Sarah also works in the same college and she's in the same department as my husband. Few months back in December, Sarah took me out for lunch and told me that she suspects something is going on between my husband and this med student, 25 female. She claims she's seen both of them give yearning looks to each other. She said that she's known my husband for so long and she'd never seen him talk to any other women like this, that he'd been so aloof around women all these years, but it's just different with this one girl. In that moment, I had laughed at her face. I remember telling her that she's jumping to conclusions based on these supposed yearning looks. And that's why I don't tell women anything, because they will literally throw it in your face. But let's continue. That's why I didn't tell you before, she said. I was confused too. It's not like he goes out of his way to talk to her, but whenever they do talk, it's like watching a slow burn romance movie. She looks at him like he's Brad Pitt, and he looks at her the way he used to look at you. I remember the exact words because they stung. Internally, I was breaking down. Externally, I just smiled and told her that she's probably overthinking. That night, I casually mentioned this to my husband. I was laughing at the absurdity, and I expect him to join in and deny the wild possibility that he's in love with a student, but he didn't. Instead, he looked at me all teary-eyed and said, I'm sorry. I can't get her out of my mind. I've tried, trust me. I should have told you sooner, but I thought I could save our relationship. I really wanted to. I asked him if he cheated on me. He said no. He said he didn't even talk to her, nor did they have any contact outside of college, and that he completely understood how morally depraved it is to try and pursue a relationship with a student. I don't get it. Why is he telling her all of this? She wrote him a letter about a year back, confessing her love to him. And he had to tell her that even though he was into her, nothing would come out of it. Apparently, that was when the yearning looks had started. Honestly, I don't remember how I reacted then. I think I just started packing and came to live with my parents along with my daughter. I've been living with my parents since then. Half of me wanted him to come back and beg for forgiveness, but he never did. He comes by sometimes to spend time with our daughter, but that's it. He never talks about the elephant in the room, nor did I bring it up. I keep checking that girl's social media. She's insanely beautiful, almost doll-like and intelligent. I can't help but think that someone like him should be with someone like her. He's always been very good-looking, and I'm more of a plain Jane. She's the Meredith to his Derek. Where is that reference from, you guys? I don't know. I don't know what to do. What do I even tell people? I don't even know who I am without him. Some part of me still wants him to come back. Okay, so we have an update. Long story, the day I made the post, I met up with Sarah for dinner. I thanked her for telling me about my husband and the student, and also for being such a good friend. I asked her about my husband. She said there's nothing unusual. He's been a bit withdrawn and aloof with everyone lately, but that's about it. Yesterday, I went over to my house unannounced. He was there alone in his office. I told him I wanted to talk. He said he'll explain everything. So apparently, this woman has had a crush on him since 2 years. Her friendship with him, she would stare at him during rotations and would blush whenever he looked or talked to her. Back then, he didn't think much of it. Many girls have had crushes on him, and he always ignored it. About a year and a half back, they were in the same research group thing. I don't know how this works, but there were 5 to 6 people along with these 2 people. Because of this, they had to spend some time together working. And it was then that he started noticing her. He went into detail about how he was impressed with her intelligence, blah, 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 and her beauty, blah, blah, blah. The moment he realized that he had a crush on her, he dropped out of the research thing. This was a year ago. Few weeks later, she gave him the letter confessing that she has feelings for him. The first thing he told her after reading it was, you can get into trouble because of this. She didn't care. She wanted an answer. Is it all in my head? She had asked. To which she replied with, it's not just in your head, but nothing can come out of it. I hope you understand. That was the last time they interacted. According to him, the yearning looks Sarah described were more of awkward eye contacts that, I don't know, I feel like he's just making things up as he goes, than anything else. He told me that even though he's still attracted to her, he has no intention of pursuing any sort of relationship with her regardless whether we stay together or not. He said he's willing to change his job and go to therapy. I told him to give me some time to think about it. 1. This has been going on since 3 years. Not once did he mention anything to me. 2. The student and him spent a considerable amount of time last year working on the research. 3. He told her he liked her back, LOL. 4. He's still very much attracted to her, and that's why I've decided to go ahead with a divorce. I don't think I can trust this man again, and a relationship without trust isn't something I am interested in. I've told my parents about it. They're not exactly on board, but they're still supportive. I've also contacted my lawyer about the same. It's gonna be a long process, I believe. Anyways, that was for the update. She didn't say anything else after that. But I was reading through the comments on the Reddit post, and the fact that people are trying to gaslight this lady talking about, oh, well, it's just a crush. It's not like he's in love with her. First of all, he had a crush on a woman for a couple of years. 2, they work together, so it's not like this is a random woman he's seen on a bus or at a coffee shop or something like that. This is someone who has a close proximity to him. 3, he let it go to the point that he can't even get her out of his mind. Like, if you're thinking about somebody constantly to the point that you can't stop thinking about them, that's all you do, that's crazy. I would not want to be married to a man and he's telling me, oh, I have a crush on some woman and I can't get her out of my mind 24/7. That's absurd. Like, some of you people are very insecure. Like, you are willing to take any and everything. That's crazy. God forbid someone telling me that. And then the fourth thing is, had he, like, people are human beings. They might have you can be married, you can do something. You might have a crush on someone by, like, oh, you might think somebody's attractive, or you might have a crush on someone quickly and then it goes away. He never once thought to himself, oh, I'm a married man, I have a child at home, I have a wife at home, I shouldn't be crushing on some woman who is giving me the googly eyes. Let me either get a new job and remove myself from the situation, or just stop thinking about this entirely. He didn't do neither of that. He continued to have, this woman whom he knew was in love with him around him. He spent some time with him, even if it wasn't like something that he wanted to do because it was his job. They had to spend time together. And then he got to the point where people are noticing. If other people are noticing that you and someone are giving each other some crazy looks, then that's crazy. I don't know why people are trying. I don't even know how to, put this into the correct words because it's getting me heated. I'm upset right now. Like, I don't know why I'm upset, but I'm upset because this is annoying. Imagine you're in a room with someone or with a lot of people and someone else is noticing that you and someone else are giving each other looks. Why didn't the friend notice him giving looks to anybody else? Because he wasn't. He was giving looks to this specific girl. And for him to say, oh, well, I'm willing to go to therapy and I'm willing to get a new job, why didn't he do that from the get-go? Why didn't he get a new job before this got to this position? And why didn't he go to therapy then? No, he didn't. Obviously, he just wants his cake and he ate it too. And then he keeps saying, oh, well, I'm attracted to her. I'm attracted to her. Why do you keep emphasizing the fact that you're attracted to her? Like, this is just so annoying.